I'm Anjanette Levy, and welcome to my channel. If you haven't been here before, welcome. Thanks for joining me. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. On your way in, if you would help me out, please hit that thumbs up, the like button. The thumbs up really helps the video in the YouTube universe. The big thing that happened this week, and it's unfortunate you couldn't watch it, but I'm going to show you something that was played in court. And I'm going to show you a courtroom sketch of Sean Combs. Sean Diddy Combs. I like to call him Puffy because I feel like everybody who really knows him from way back when, and even when he was a kid, apparently his nickname was Puff. They called him Puff. So that's where the whole Puffy thing came from. Sean Diddy Combs, as you know, had this big federal trial earlier this year. It was in the summer, took up much of the summer. It was supposed to be over. He was found not guilty of racketeering, conspiracy, and sex trafficking. However, he was found guilty of 2 counts of transportation for the purposes of prostitution, meaning he transported people across state lines to engage in prostitution. It doesn't seem like you really see people prosecuted for that often. You do in sex trafficking cases and stuff like that. Sean Combs' attorneys have basically said this a charge, violations of the Mann Act, that this whole thing is steeped and rooted in racism from the past. And, he should have gotten just 14 months. They wanted him to get 14 months. The feds were like, this is a bad guy. We want him to get 11 years. Sean Combs wrote a lengthy letter to the judge, basically saying, this is all my fault. I've done horrible things. I've done all this horrible stuff. It's all my fault. Taking responsibility. His attorneys all spoke, at length. One of them, Nicole Westmoreland from Atlanta, she actually cried. Really, she cried. Apparently said he was just a man. But Sean Combs then got up and spoke. His children spoke too. But I got to show you the video. A lot of people are ticked about the sentence that Sean Combs got. They think it was not harsh enough. At sentencing, the judge can take into consideration other stuff. He saw all of the evidence presented before him. He could have given him the full 11 years. He really could have, but he didn't. So I'm going to show you the video that Sean Combs's people, his defense, played. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I'll show you a little bit of it. It's literally like this slick, highly produced video showing all of the good things that he has done in his life. Judge, forget about the baby oil. Forget about all this stuff. Forget about the baby oil. Forget about the Astroglide, all of this stuff. They wanted the judge to see this. And this is this video that they put together. And this shows him with his children.
Well, you've given to the world. I don't think you know, man.
When my baby cries.
You gotta give her a bottle then.
Know that you mean something to people. Know that you mean something to people. Like you live somewhere in people's heart.
My nose fell off. No, my lip fell off.
Now they're basically just showing, like, look, he's a dad. He's helped people. He's done some good things. Look, he's helped people. Look at him. He's doing a puppet thing with his child. Look at what a good guy he is. So they're trying to paint him as somebody who he may have done some bad stuff, but he's also done some really good things. And he has done some good things. Does he, is he Jekyll Hyde? Does he just want to do good things sometimes for his image? He's very image conscious. He's an image conscious guy. He's like a PR kind of guy.
Thank you. You wear it?
You inspire, you energize, and you've left that for the rest of the existence of this planet, man.
One thing about great producers is they
and I kind of wonder, how was some of this taped after he knew he was under investigation? Sure, some of it probably was taped before that. He's somebody who always had a camera rolling, but I wonder if some of this was taped after he was recorded after he knew he was under investigation. But they basically are just trying to say, look, I mean, and this is like highly produced. This is slick. This is almost like a campaign video. This is something that like a politician would put out.
They make you want to do better and be better about what you do. And he made me feel like I could do anything and go anywhere.
I'm from New York. I love New York. I love the city of New York. I love the children of New York. I wanted to do.
And, that was part of the testimony at the trial, too, how Sean Combs could make you feel in 1 minute like you were the biggest thing in the world, the most important person in the room. And then the next minute or, the next hour, he could just be totally different. Very much Jekyll Hyde.
Do something good. I wanted to get my generation and the hip hop community behind us. They come through in a big way. And we wanted to raise some money for the children of New York City for health and education. We have a huge education crisis. And, this is just a start. It's something we're going to be committed to. I'm going to be committed to for a lifetime. And it's no better way than taking it to the streets. It's a beautiful city.
He's running a marathon. Totally, fit guy, healthy guy.
Running all around the city is going to be painful. It's going to be rough. But, if we get through it, then it'll show kids and everybody else that, finish what you started and you can do anything you put your mind to. Any of y'all go to public school?
Yes.
He opened some charter schools in New York. And, he has done some really good things. I mean, but I once had somebody tell me that not all defendants are completely bad. Like there may be defendants who have some good parts of them. He's no longer like really a defendant. He's convicted. He's been convicted of this one crime. Well, 2 counts of the same crime. But he's done some good things. But I had somebody tell me one time, that there's no such thing as a perfect victim. I mean, some are, I think. I don't think that's exactly true. But not all victims are perfect. And this is what this person, she was a criminologist talking to me about this very case, that not all defendants are just evil monsters all the time, and not all victims are perfect, So take that into account.
Y'all running to raise money for your schools. So y'all get more books and computers and stuff like that. I just feel like it's important that us, young adults of power, that we look out for y'all. And we utilize our power to make sure y'all all right in the future. Put everything you can into your work, Don't think the cool thing is not to do your work. Don't think the cool thing is to hang on the corner with your friends and to talk about stuff that ain't gonna protect your future.
What did you learn about him as a man who was taking up a new sport?
Well, I was actually very, very impressed. A lot of people think it's just a celebrity stunt, that he isn't serious about his running. He is as serious about his running, has been the last 9 weeks, as a lot of these guys in the lead pack. I mean, he's really devoted and dedicated himself to running. He's had some.
So that's just a little taste of this video. I mean, he's running the New York City Marathon. I'm going to fast forward toward the past the marathon stuff. He's talking here.
So that you pursuing your dream, that you staying focused. Let's go. Let's keep going forward. Let's go means let's be positive. Let's take it up another notch. Let's go spend time with our kids. Let's go. Let's give thanks to God. Let's go. Let's turn it up. Let's get in the vocal booth. Let's stop procrastinating. Let's go.
So, he's a kid who grew up in Harlem, came from, humble beginnings. His mom moved to Mount Vernon. There have been things said about what was going on with Janice Combs in her home.
Started out just like you guys. I come from New York. I grew up in Harlem. I used to have to wear a uniform every day. Had to get up early in the morning, had to travel to go to school. I worked hard, just like you guys are working. This country and this world we live in may have planned for y'all. I didn't listen to that, and I don't want y'all to listen to it either. Y'all are great. Y'all are kings. Y'all are queens. Y'all are leaders.
So, I mean, I think he can be very inspirational. And I think he did, he probably did work hard. And, I think, but I also think he's somebody who was exposed to a lot of things he should never have been exposed to as a child. He got 50 months. Defense was not happy. They apparently thought, and Sean Combs thought, there was a good possibility that he might go home. Like, he had a plane, according to his former publicist, Rob Shooter, who I've interviewed before. He wrote on his Substack that Sean Combs had a plane idling, a plane waiting to take him to Miami. Like, he thought he was getting out of there. I find that shocking because the way they were talking and talking and talking and everything all day long, I thought for sure they thought that the judge was going to throw the book at him. But Rob Shooter, who worked for him back in the day, after the whole 1999 whatever nightclub shooting, he writes, I've known Sean Diddy Combs for years, not just the mogul in tailored suits, not the chart-topping rapper, not the brand builder who made himself a global empire. I've known the man for all his bravado has always carried shadows, and that man has never truly changed. Now that he stands facing a decade in prison, convicted of transporting women for prostitution, cleared of racketeering and sex trafficking, yes, but guilty nonetheless. His legacy now forever marked by the image of him striking Cassie, the woman he claimed to love. That tape is not a rumor, it is a reality, and no letter to a judge will erase it. He had also written that letter to the judge that he issued that was filed on Thursday, rather. In his plea for mercy, Combs wrote, I lost my way. I got lost in the drugs and the excess. My downfall was rooted in my selfishness. I have been humbled and broken to my core. Prison will change you or kill you. I choose to live. It sounds poetic, almost rehearsed, but to anyone who has watched powerful men fall, it is nothing new. Contrition that arrives on the eve of sentencing is not contrition at all. It is strategy, a performance, a last-ditch attempt to soften the hand of justice. Let's be honest, if there had been no conviction, no headlines, no video evidence burned into the public consciousness, would Diddy be penning apologies? Would he be speaking of humility and second chances? No. The only thing that has changed is that he got caught. And Rob ends this with, he is not sorry for what he did. He is sorry that the world finally saw it, and that's the truth. I find that to be very interesting from Rob Shooter because he knows Sean Combs very well. So Sean Combs was sentenced to 50 months in prison. He's already done 13 months. His people had asked for like around 14 months, I think. So they were like, oh, just let him out, judge. Let him out in a month or something. I was not sure that was going to happen. I thought it was a possibility, but I was like, I don't know. I don't know. His lawyers were not happy after court. It's of course their job to advocate for him. And I'm sure they've been paid handsomely to advocate for him. And that's their job. I mean, these are really good lawyers, right? I mean, they got him off the top two charges. The racketeering should never have been filed in the first place. I don't think. I'm not sure they just did. It just never felt like, I could see where they were going with it, but it never felt like RICO. When I think of RICO, I think of what it was designed for, and that's the mob. In a way, he had his own little mob, yes. But we're not talking like money laundering and all this stuff, and maybe you don't have to have all that. But I saw what they were doing, and I saw where they were going, but I see why the jury acquitted on the RICO. So I'm going to play for you his attorneys outside of court afterwards. I mean, they looked pretty bummed out and pretty mad, and they say they are going to appeal. Mark Agnifilo did the talking since he's the lead guy. Brian Steele, I couldn't tell the whole time if he was trying not to laugh or just trying to he wanted to say something, but he kind of looked like he was trying not to laugh to me.
We are planning to appeal. I want to hear them, bro. We are planning to appeal. We think we have strong bases to appeal. Yeah. The strongest basis is that the jury reached a verdict on coercion. It found there was not coercion. And I think the judge said coercion today as a basis for a sentence at least a dozen times. We think that is unconstitutional. We think that a jury verdict should mean more than our jury's verdict seems to mean. and so we are planning to appeal.
Prostitution files a cross appeal. What would happen in that regard if they filed a cross appeal and then could Sean Diddy Combs get a higher sentence?
He would not get a higher sentence, and they're not gonna cross appeal. We're gonna appeal. We think we're right, and they'll respond to the appeal, and it'll be decided by the Second Circuit as soon as.
Tell us about the conversation you had with your client after the sentencing. Consensual. The judge clearly thought the sexual encounters weren't consensual.
Because he's biased.
Make him his remarks.
He's biased.
Brian Steele is just like, I'm like, will you just say something, please? Please say something. But Mark Agnifilo is just standing there doing all the talking. And maybe Brian Steele wants to say something. Maybe he's just taking it all in because you got people just yelling all kinds of stuff there. I hate that when you're in a scrum like that and people just keep yelling stuff and you just want to ask a real question. It's just so annoying.
Anyway, I'm happy to go. So we think that's just absolutely inconsistent with the jury's verdict. I mean, the jury's verdict was resoundingly clear. There was no sex trafficking. There was no racketeering. Everything was consensual. Everything was adult, which is why he was convicted only of the prostitution offense. What we feel happened today was that the judge acted as a 13th juror, one that we did not choose, and that he second-guessed the jury's verdict.
Well, at least the judge was open-minded. At least the judge was open-minded for both sides. Gave consideration.
Did you have a chance to talk to Sean Combs? Did you have a chance to talk to your client? Can you tell us about the conversation after the sentence?
How was he?
How's your client?
How will this impact sex work?
But he's okay. But he's okay.
Come on, man.
Stop pushing people, y'all.
Y'all making this a circus now, bro.
Space out. He does feel justice was served, though. He said he takes accountability, and I felt like Diddy definitely took accountability for.
I'm just like watching this for like the third time now. And Brian Steele, I'm like, just say something, please. Like, I don't know why he's not saying anything, but it's just crazy to me. I'm going to continue to play this. Here you go. And then we'll move on.
For everything, sir. And I would like to just let you know that everything was not consensual, sir. Please don't say that. It was not consensual. Even Diddy
This is the
admitted
defense team,
that.
man. Let's answer the question.
Yes, but he did allegedly.
All right, Queen. All right, Queen. All right.
Mark, can you talk to us about talking to Sean after this?
talking about domestic violence.
I'm not. Obviously, we spoke to Sean. I'm not going to talk about what Sean and we discussed. It's obviously. It's a privilege.
We all feel comfortable bringing.
And tell us what location are you going to recommend?
No matter which community it impacts.
What are the next steps?
Why weren't the sex workers on trial today? Hey, hold on, bro. Where were the escorts? Stop, bro.
Thank you, guys.
Here's the question I heard. What's next?
Yes.
Why weren't the escorts speaking to
We're going to try and find the right facility for Mr. Combs. We're going to ask the judge to recommend that. We are very serious about pursuing an appeal. So we have a number of things all going on at the same time. I think that's all for
And you got
me.
about 14 days to start doing that?
If my colleagues
They are going to appeal. I'm not sure that's like the best move on their part, but that's what they are going to do. They say they're going to do. I mean, that's probably what he wants. He's going to, if he gets 50 months, he's already done 13. And if he does, I don't know. I think at federal sentences, you can get out early. You can get credits. You can do stuff to get credits. I don't know. I I just don't see him being such a changed man based on how the faces he was making during the trial and what I was told, that I think he would get out and he probably maybe has somebody waiting. I wonder if he's still paying Jane's rent and all that. Would she like engage in this all over again? I don't know. I'm kind of, because she got up there and testified, but she was kind of still with him before he got arrested. So there's this like weird, like she's like thinks she's in love with him stuff going on. And I'm sure he would have gone right back to the freak offs. So look at this picture, guys. This is a courtroom sketch of him. He dropped to his knees after the judge sentenced him to 50 months. He apparently had some gigs booked down in Miami and things like that. So he, I guess, thought he was getting out, or there was a good chance that he was getting out. Maybe he just thought he had inmates writing letters on his behalf to the judge. He's helped me with this. He's helped me with that. Apparently, even corrections officers at the MDC wrote letters or attested to the fact that he had done some good things in jail. And I think that's great. Wonderful. Great. Continue to do those things, because you can be an inspirational guy. You know, you can be somebody who inspires people. We heard about that testimony at the trial. He's somebody who can make you feel like the most important person in the room. Do that in prison. Do some good things. Help those people in prison. Let them know that you went from Harlem to Mount Vernon to where you got, I mean, not to where you are, but you were able to do some stuff, did a lot of stuff. Like, let's not get into it. But, you know, I just think, man, you know, I don't even know if 50 months is going to turn him around. I think he's like a sex addict. I think he's a major sex addict. I think he was probably exposed to stuff when he was a younger person, a young kid. He even talks about losing his virginity at a very young age in this one video that's on YouTube. Sean Combs in black and white. I mean, he talks about, he was sexually active at a very young age. He was exposed to a lot of sex stuff at a very young age. That is not healthy for children. So I think this whole thing, like, I don't think it's just the drugs. I think he's a drug addict, but I think he's a sex addict too. And he's got to like undo that. I don't know if he really wants to undo it, because I think if he had gotten out of prison, he would have just gone back to doing this. Maybe he would have done it a different way. Maybe he'll be successful on appeal. I just don't know. But he got 50 months. A lot of people say that's not enough time for what he was convicted of. He could have gotten 11 years. He got 50 months is 4 years and 2 months. I don't know. The judge split the difference there a little bit. You know, for as much as people were like, the judge hates him, the judge was biased. I mean, if the judge was like really biased, because I think he went by the sentencing guidelines and he said he took into account his mother's age and some of the good things he had done, and also the fact that he has these children. If the judge was that biased, he probably would have thrown him away for a lot longer of a time. I don't know. So let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think that he should have gotten 11 years as a first-time offender based on all of this other stuff and being convicted of those 2 counts? Should he have gotten more than 48 months? I don't know. Or 50 months. I'm sorry. I'm not sure about that. Thank you so much. But again, please let me know which cases you want to hear about, and we will do this again. Bye-bye.